My friends, welcome back to the Smoky Mirror Podcast, where we dive deep into the creative minds that are shaping our culture and inspiring us all. My name is Jordan Jones. I'm your host and fellow creator, and I'm on a mission to spread knowledge and inspiration to help people like you leave your mark on the world. From artists to musicians to entrepreneurs and more, join me as we explore the intentional act of creation and the forces that drive us to do God's work. As always, please like, subscribe, comment. So to support the podcast, check us out on smokymirrorpodcast.com and shout out our sponsors, www.scott.shop, the #1 up-and-coming streetwear brand. Be sure to shop with them. And of course, our supplement brand, www.earthsaliva.com. Taste Earth's wisdom. Today, I am at HeliosMedSpa with Allyson Scott. She is a registered nurse. Nurse practitioner, and she is in the aesthetic medical industry, right? Is that right?
That sounds good.
Yeah.
That sounds good.
It's like medical stuff, but for your aesthetic. So it gets you healthy and looking good. Well, as you can see, I'm ignorant, but we're going to learn a lot more about it today. And so I'm in here in her office. As you can see, I'm laying down. I got my sleeve rolled up. She's about to give me an IV. We just talked about it. It's called Myers Cocktail.
Myers Cocktail, and you're also going to get some extra B12.
So Myers Cocktail and some extra B12.
Yep.
So, yeah, I'm really excited to get into this because, like I told her, I'm ignorant to this, and I love to see people hustling. I was actually out closer to my house. We're in Coral Springs right now, right?
Coconut Creek.
Coconut Creek. Yeah. We're in Coconut Creek. I live in Pembroke Pines. I was out trying to pitch this magazine, selling magazine ad space, and Allyson was in the office that I was pitching to, and she just heard ear hustling, I think she said. She was ear hustling and was like, oh, I'm trying to, get my business more out there, yada, yada. So we connected, and here we are doing the podcast. So I absolutely love that. And I'm just looking forward to it. Right now, she's setting stuff up, so she can't really talk. But
I'll introduce myself briefly.
Yeah, introduce yourself.
I can multitask a little bit. All right, my name is Allyson Scott. I am here with a lot of wrestling in the back. Let me get this out the way.
Yeah, people are gonna be like, "Whoa, is she opening a Dorito bag?" Or?
Right. I'm here in beautiful Coconut Creek, Florida. Originally from North Carolina, Durham, North Carolina. I came down here after doing a lot of travel nursing, travel NP work, and decided that I wanted to settle somewhere where it was warm, sunny, and awesome. So that's how I ended up down here.
When did you come down here? What year was that?
So I started the process in October of 2022 and officially moved in April of 2023.
So you're pretty new.
I'm fresh.
Wow.
I'm fresh.
Because I moved down here in 2018, so I feel like a South Florida veteran at this point.
Man. And nobody warned me about the traffic.
Oh,
Nobody
yeah.
said, oh, Allyson, before you go, the traffic's awful. Everybody said something about Florida, man, and, the politics, but no one said anything about the traffic. So thank you all for warning me.
That's such a great point. It's like an afterthought, You think about Atlanta and LA traffic, but they don't tell you about Miami traffic. Man. That's crazy. So you came down here for work specifically, or just kind of like you like the area, you brought work here?
I brought work here.
Got it.
During the pandemic, I ended up helping out with some of the IV infusions, the remdesivir for people who were sick or have been really sick with COVID in the past, didn't want to get as sick this next time, or who had serious chronic illnesses where they were at high risk for having really bad outcomes with COVID. So I started giving those infusions, and from there, I got my job that you met me at down in Pembroke Pines. So there I started doing infusions also. But I've wanted to be a business owner and kind of branch out on my own for quite some time. So through some things moving, shaking, happening, I figured out, okay, now is as good a time as any, go for it.
Go for it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So took a leap, took a chance, and here I am, hoping everything works out.
Wow. Well, congratulations on that. What was the first step that it took to open up your own business and start doing it on your own?
To be honest with you, over time I started realizing I didn't like working for other people.
Yeah.
I was just like, no, thank you. And I wanted to have more control over how I lived my life and also how I cared for people and the things that I provided. So who better to tell me what to do than me, right?
No, exactly. You control your time. You control everything. Yeah.
Right.
But that also comes with more responsibility and risk. A little bit of risk, right?
Yes.
But that's okay. We're not worried about that.
Yeah, all of that. But my aesthetics journey began when I was smaller, much smaller. And it's a weird story, and probably haven't told a lot of people that just because it's a weird story.
Nice, we're getting the exclusive. I want the exclusive.
Oh, you got the exclusive. So what happened was my dad, he would get this blackhead in the middle of his back, and I would always extract it for him. As a kid, I'm sitting there working his, blackhead out, and it would come back, because those things come back because it's still oil, it's still dirt, things that gets in that pore. Mm-hmm. And once that pore becomes enlarged, it's gonna keep happening. So every few months, here I am working on my dad's back, getting that blackhead out.
So you were the kind of person that liked to pop people's pimples.
I probably was.
There's been a couple people in my life that I've known, they'd be like, oh yeah, let me pop your pimple. I'm like, you people are weird. Or like you watching the videos of like really gross pimples being popped. That's crazy.
Yes. Some of it I can watch. Some of it is a bit too much.
Yeah, I feel that. Wow. So that was your
my introduction.
Your intro into it. Yeah. And so then you were like, I want to be a nurse.
You know what? At one point I wanted to be a pediatrician, and at another point I wanted to be a dentist. And nursing kind of found me. It's a lot of nurses in my family, and I'm sure this is a lot of people's story. I went to college. I did what I needed to do to get through, and I did not get a degree that I was going to be able to do anything with.
Right.
Then I ended up moving. I lived in Charlotte for a little bit. I did go to grad school for a little bit. Dropped out of grad school. Went to Charlotte. Another exclusive. I worked in a strip club. I did not dance. I had absolutely no rhythm. I have coordination, no rhythm. But I worked in a strip club for a while at the food counter and also waiting tables. And during that time was when I was trying to figure out, this bag is fighting me, if I wanted to go to PA school or nursing school. Mm-hmm. And, it was a lot going on. I didn't really feel like overdoing it.
Right.
So I was like, let me do nursing school. And if I want to go back, I can go back for NP later, this, that, and the other, blah, blah, blah. And that's what I ended up doing. I ended up back home at North Carolina Central University.
Okay.
Had the blessing to be able to stay at home with my parents and not worry about bills and all of that stuff that you worry about as a young kid in college.
Yeah, that's a blessing.
Oh man, what? And and made it through nursing school. And again, what people don't warn you about is nursing school is hard. Nobody told me. Nobody warned me. That thing was hard. I made it through. I passed NCLEX on the first time and started my my healthcare journey.
Wow, I love that journey because it's similar to other journeys I've heard in that it isn't linear. You know what I'm saying? You kind of you bounce all over the place. You're trying to figure it out, but eventually you land on. When looking back, it seems like it was always kind of in the cards, but you can never. It's easy to connect the dots looking back, but you don't always know going forward. What would you say was like the pivotal point where you were like, yeah, you know what, this is what I want to do?
As far as nursing or as far as aesthetics? Nursing. Yeah. So my first degree was like health education, community health, and I went in to get my MPH. And I do truly love that stuff. Like I love educating people. I love helping people. Mm-hmm. But that's one of those things where you need to kind of have a clear goal for what you're going to do with those degrees, how you're going to get those jobs. Right. Because, it's one of those, it's not such an easy where like, okay, well, we're taking interns, to, introduce you to the field. And then from there you go here. You know what I mean?
It's not a clear track.
Right. So after a while I figured like, I think I want to do a little bit more clinical. Mm. Like I used to do athletic training and stuff like that in high school. So I like the hands-on portion. I also like, the education and learning, so forth and so on. Mm-hmm. So I started looking at it a little bit differently. Like how can I put this with other things that I like and other things that I'm good at? And that's when I started going, more of a clinical route.
Cool.
Yeah.
Wow. And then aesthetics, was that later? Or how'd you get introduced to that?
So what I did learn during my time as a RN was that I did not like sad people, and I really didn't like sick people because it made me sad.
Right, it sad.
It made me sad. And I did ICU for a while, and I did step down, and I dealt with a lot of very sick people. And that coupled with night shift can take a toll on you mentally and physically. And I said, I need something a little happier. I need something a little bit more where I get that good turnaround for like, I did this is the result. Or I did this, I helped you this way or that way. Not, you've been on the vent for 3 months and we're hoping things get better.
Right, hoping.
You know what I mean?
Fingers crossed.
Yes, that was really tough. And I think there's beauty everywhere. I think there are a lot of people who may not see it as other people see it. And I think that one of the bigger things that I love to do is help people see their natural beauty and to also work with it. Like I don't want you to look like someone else. I want you to look like your best self. I want your skin to shine, your everything glowing, all of that stuff. I want you to feel great. I don't want you to feel like, I have to get filler here and there so I can look like so-and-so and have this kind of thing going on. So
I think that's so needed in our society now with social media, especially with, because both genders are affected, but I think especially with young women or just women in general.
Yeah.
The comparison, and it's like always trying to look a certain way. Because you even see like celebrities, they are starting to look all the same. You start to see the same kind of faces, and you see so many people going to, get their body done, and now all of a sudden they're gym influencers.
Right.
So yeah, I think kind of embracing that natural beauty and getting back to that, I think that's a nice calling to take up, especially, if you don't want to deal with sick, dying people all the time.
And there's a lot of ways to do that. There are a lot of different things you can do that can help, extenuate your beauty without changing, your overall look or anything like that. You're just, helping it to look better, helping it to pop, helping it to glow, shine, all of that stuff.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
I love that.
Yeah. So
Jordan, are you scared of needles? Because I'm ready to stick you now.
No, I'm not scared of needles.
All right.
So we can do this.
All right. But keep talking. I don't want you to, focus too much on what's going on.
Oh, yeah, no problem. I was actually going to make a comment on... I got the only Heat game I ever went to is because I got tickets for free, and I got those tickets by donating blood. So.
Oh, okay. No, where I work, the guys are usually the softest and the biggest wimps.
About the needles?
Yeah. So I'm usually like trying to run my mouth so they're not like overly focused on what's happening.
Oh, right.
Yeah, I have a couple of people I have to talk the whole entire time so they're not.
That's funny. Yeah, no, I'm one of those weirdos that'll just watch you stick it in me, pause.
Major pause.
But yeah, it's just fascinating to me. I'm like, wow, it's crazy you can stick something in your vein and it's like, okay, you know what I mean? Like, how does I wonder who the first person was that figured that out. Like, oh, let me just stick this in your vein.
Now I have to look that up. Now I have to.
No, yeah.
How far back IV therapy goes.
Yeah, I was gonna say I didn't expect you to know that, but I generally, that's just something that's just curious. Like, imagine in the medieval times somebody saying, "All right, let me just stick this in you."
No, that's a good question though. Like, who came up with this? Who figured this out?
It's because it came from like leeches. That people used to do the leech treatment or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd let somebody do leeches on me though.
All right. I think this one doesn't have the safety that I'm used to. I had to there's so many different
brands and versions.
Yeah, that I have to kind of figure out who I'm dealing with. You okay?
Yep, I'm good. Is this phlebotomy when you're like sticking people in there?
No, that's if you're just drawing blood.
Drawing blood, okay. Yeah. I don't know. I kind of want to talk to people who are scared of needles. Like, is it just looking at it? Because it doesn't hurt that much. Like,
no, it's just a little pinch.
Yeah, it's a little pinch. If you don't look, you wouldn't even really think about it.
Yeah.
I know some people are scared of the dentist, which I feel like the dentist is a little scary.
We may have to shoot that one again. I'm not certain.
We might have to do the other arm, honestly. You think? Because some of my...
Don't tell me now that you have tricky...
don't
do that.
Well, I mean, I don't know. Sometimes people have been like, can we use your other arm? That arm usually can work, but...
No, I thought we had it in, but also...
All right. So now that I'm hooked up, ready to go, that was nice. We kind of talked about like how you got into this point. So let's talk more about the spa, the things you have to offer, and maybe why people should get those things and the benefits that they could have.
Okay. I'll tell you about three of my favorite services.
Okay.
One is probably the IV, not number one, but one of the top
One
three
of
is
them,
IV because a lot of us have crappy diets.
Yeah, make sure you're talking to this.
Hello.
And if you need to pull it out, you see the little knob right there? All right, so yeah, tell me about the services you offer.
Okay.
So the IVs.
Yeah, the IVs is one of my favorite ones, or one of the ones I think is most beneficial for people, just because a lot of us have really bad diets. A lot of us also don't drink a lot of water or enough water, so we're dehydrated and we're not getting the nutrients that we need. So a lot of people now they'll do them like after a hangover,
Yep.
bachelor weekend, they went a little bit too hard and they're just like, oh
Way
my
too much
gosh, I feel so
drinking.
yeah. No, it's not just for that. You know what I mean? It's overall health. My favorite one for skin is the vitamin C IV. Like even if you just take like some extra vitamin C at home, it's really hard to like have too much. That works wonders on your skin. So if you're coming for like aesthetic stuff, I say vitamin C. Overall health, I'll say like Myers or one of the other mixes, but cool. IVs are one of my favorites.
Very nice.
The chemical peels is another one of my favorites because a lot of us don't exfoliate well. Some of us, we just throw some soap on there, a little, and that's it.
That sounds like me.
So you probably have a ton of dead skin cells just waiting to fall off, waiting to fall off, but need a little bit more of a push. And when you do those chemical peels, it can help like lighten like sun damage, other like hyperpigmentation that you can get. Some people can get it from like constant rubbing of like hats, how they sleep or anything like that. Some people get the friction from like CPAP machines, things like that, and that can cause hyperpigmentation. And then just dead, dry, dull skin cells. You know what I mean? Like you got to let that go so you can get all that goodness underneath out there.
Very nice.
That one also helps with fine lines and wrinkles and some other things, but that's one of my favorite ones. Like if someone wants like a really good transformation but doesn't want to like invest $1,000 or $1,500 in it, I say go for the chemical peel. If the chemical peel is still like you don't have enough time to peel like a lizard, but you need like that glow, I say do like a really good facial, do like a hydrofacial, which I also offer here. But if you have a couple of days where you don't mind kind of sloughing off all that dead stuff, I say go for the chemical peel.
So would that be like your whole body? Or
you can like some people will do other areas, like some people who had like issues with body acne, like after everything has kind of like resolved, they still have the scars left behind. So some people will do like a chest or shoulders or back
like in
or
those
something
specific
like that.
areas.
Yep. Also can help with some other types of scarring. So people who may have like a superficial scar that's not really like a keloid or raised, you can treat that and get that to lighten up to be more like your regular skin tone.
Cool.
And my absolute favorite, because you can almost do anything with it, is Morpheus.
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 Oh, I see it up there.
Yeah. So those are my guns, my Morpheus guns, and then the tone one is the pad for the ab stuff that I was telling you about.
Oh yeah. So yeah, tell me about that. What is that?
So Morpheus is radio frequency and microneedling, and a lot of people do microneedling for issues with texture, aging, scars, things like that, because what you're doing is you're causing trauma to your skin and you're signaling to your body to help, to heal. And as you get that new collagen in, it tightens your skin, it reduces the laxity, takes care of like issues with texture, things like that. So that's why that's one of my favorites. But you also get to do vaginal rejuvenation with Morpheus.
And how does that work? Because that sounds interesting. How exactly does that work?
So that portion that I do is actually radio frequency only. So it stimulates collagen production with the energy that it puts in or the heat. And again, you'll get some better results if you have like issues with laxity or like floppy labia after childbirth. It's really good for that. Issues with dryness. I love it.
Interesting.
I love it.
So you just put like something over and just like heats it up, or like how does that work?
So it's the downside is it's awkward for me to do because it's almost. It's intravaginal, and you're going in there. Yeah, and you're going through the motions, and You know what I mean? It's awkward doing it. I feel awkward even talking about it because, like, I'm telling y'all, I stick this wand in you, and I just kind of like running. You know what I mean? But that's how you get the work done. But you know, you have to have an open-minded client, and you also have to make sure that they're comfortable with you. That you explain what the expectation is, and like, hey. This may be a little weird, but you know, this is what we're doing.
This is how it's gonna go.
Yeah.
That's funny.
So those are some of my favorite ones. And the Morpheus also does fat coagulation. So like if you have like a fat pocket or like an area that you're having a hard time losing weight in, you can target it with the machine and kind of like get the fat to melt away.
Interesting.
So I like that.
So like if it melts away, like do you?
You pee it out.
I was gonna say you poop it out, pee it out. Oh, okay.
Yeah, pretty much like cool sculpting. Like after your body processes it, it just
interesting.
It secretes it naturally.
So that's like a more natural liposuction. It sounds
to me. It's less invasive, less downtime, and I don't know. I just like it better because it's also going to help with like the skin laxity. So let's say you're doing semaglutide and you magically lose, 40, 50 pounds, and then you now have loose skin that you're trying to like,
get rid of that.
Yeah. So it'll work for both. Whereas lipo, they're just going to take that fat out. You could get like a tummy tuck or something like that, or like a scar revision, or get them to like medically. I mean, it's only if you have a big enough scar, really though. So it's really not. They can do it. Okay, I'm sorry. I got my mind started going.
No, that's okay.
They can do it. It's just not. It's not one of the more popular or better treatments to do. I guess it's an easier way to tighten the skin than going in and surgically, like removing, skin and then like creating an additional scar to kind of, you know what I mean. A lot of people don't even do it because it's a lot. You know what I mean. A lot of people just say, here it is.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So I do get a lot of clients after like liposuction and things like that who have the loose skin, who their surgeons say like, we're not going to like, go all the way through and do a tummy tuck and this, that, and you just have some loose skin, like just Morpheus is.
Right.
It just depends.
So is Morpheus the brand or?
The brand is In Mode.
Oh, okay.
And Morpheus is the name of the treatment. They have it on a couple of their different machines. They have a lot of stuff.
Interesting.
I'm trying to get my money up so I can get some more machines.
There you go. Because I was wondering if it's like Kleenex. Kleenex is tissues.
Right.
But Morpheus is just the treatment. That's what it's called.
Right. And there are other brands that do radio frequency and stuff like that also. And radio frequency with microneedling. So it just depends.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really fascinating because, it's just weird that you could shoot frequencies at something and all of a sudden your skin is. So wait, with the loose skin, how does that work? Like
I said, it creates
the needles.
Yeah.
So the little trauma makes it be like, we need to do something about that.
Look at you.
You feel me? Hey, I'm an active listener, so sometimes I got to piece it together. I'm in under my head with the medical terms, but I want to inconvenience you just to move the camera so we can get more of you in the shot.
No problem.
I was over here trying to stick my leg. If you can just literally turn the whole like, yeah, exactly. Okay. Yeah, I think that's better. All right.
I get a production credit?
Yep, you do.
Hey.
Yeah, that's so much better. Okay, great. So, all right, microneedling, the Morpheus, the tone, the vaginal rejuvenation. So, that's all really cool. What is like can people, I'm 27, can people my age afford it? You got to be like a professional, a young professional, or what?
It's not that. And the way I look at it is I'm more so concerned about like you getting results. So like, even though I love the Morpheus, like I'll pair it with other stuff. Like if you don't think you want to pay for 3 sessions of it, I'll also pair it with the PRP. So I don't know if you've ever heard of the vampire facials before, where they would do the microneedling with essentially drawing your blood, spinning it out, getting nutrients and things like that from your blood, and pretty much putting it back on your
in your face.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that also increases like the results, or makes the results better. So sometimes I'll do 1 or 2 sessions at PRP because they don't want to do a 3rd session. So
what does PRP stand for?
Platelet-rich plasma, not plasma.
Platelet-rich plasma.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
Cool. So you spin the blood and put it back in people's faces, and then they look younger, glowier.
Yeah, all of that.
Interesting.
All of that. So it's using your body to heal your body, rejuvenate your body.
Very nice. Is this something that like insurance could pay for, or is it all like out of pocket?
Most of it is cash.
Got it.
There are different companies like I use Cherry, and I also use Care Credit that you can use to finance it. A lot of people will, set up a package and like do like a payment plan, things like that. And some
Right.
people will just save up until they're ready, and some people will just,
Yeah.
look at other options to see if they can get the results they want.
Mm-hmm.
It depends on one, how much time you can invest, how much money you can invest, and do you need to look good yesterday, or do you have time for your body to do its work, for the treatments to do its work, things like that. So it's a lot of things that you have to kind of weigh in when coming up with a treatment plan or a package for somebody.
Got it.
Yeah.
What are some, maybe if you can describe some maybe like symptoms or things that people may be going through that could make them a good candidate for something like this, or anything that services that you offer? So like if someone's experiencing X, they should come in here for Y.
Well, I definitely say, if you've given, childbirth within the past like 8 months or so, and like you've noticed some difference in like, how you feel or how things look, because that's a big concern for women that a lot of people don't talk about. They just kind of accept it as part of having kids.
Right.
And that's one of the reasons why I was kind of big into like, oh, there's something to help with this. Let's fix it. Let's, work on it. But I would definitely say those women should definitely consider vaginal rejuvenation. Older women also like to do the vaginal rejuvenation because of, issues with laxity, dryness, things like that, decreased libido, or less intense orgasms. So if you're kind of, feeling like, things ain't what they used to be,
Right.
maybe, something that, you can work with, or that you can find some assistance for. As far as maintenance, like IVs, pretty much anybody can get an IV. It doesn't take a lot of time. You can get a small bag and do about 30 minutes. You can do a larger bag, do about an hour, get some extra nutrients, get some extra hydration, and it's cost effective and it doesn't take a lot of time. So that's a good starting point for just about anybody. If, like I said, if you're one of those people who may not be doing the best by your skin, but you have a couple of days to say, let me try to get a little bit back, do a chemical peel, get all those dead skin cells off, reduce some fine lines, pore size, all that, scarring, things like that. There's pretty much something for everyone. If there's something that you want to address, or something that you want to treat, or something that bothers you a little bit, there's pretty much something for everyone. Now, is it easy enough to just go to a spa, or do you need to consult with a surgeon? That's kind of where you have to start, figuring out patient goals, what they're willing to pay, what they're willing to do, downtime, all of that stuff.
Right.
Because some people will come in and they think you can do magic, and it's just not that simple.
Magic.
You can do magical-like things.
Right. It's magic. Yeah, it's magic-like, but not exactly magic.
Sometimes you're like, no, I can't help you with that. I'm sorry.
That's funny.
Yeah.
I feel like I might need a little bit of something on my, especially like my neck, because like I'd be suffering from like ingrown hairs and stuff like that, and I don't know. It's like discolored. Like it's just mad dark.
So it's a lot of stuff with the ingrown hairs that you can do.
Yeah.
That might be
the lady.
Erica. The good part of it is exfoliating also, because those dead skin cells will cause the hairs to kind of go back in, things like that. Let me go check and see.
Yeah, go ahead.
Ooh, I hurt my knees.
Uh-oh. Don't run too fast.
What were you saying?
So we were talking about
ingrown hairs.
Yeah, ingrown hairs.
Keeping your skin clean, exfoliating, getting those dead skins out, skin cells away is a big part of reducing ingrown hairs. Also, how close you're shaving, how often you're shaving, things like that. Most barbers can give you some good pointers, and a lot of times if you go to the barber, they're a little bit better about like, knowing how to get you without like really like starting that process where you're irritating the follicles and then you're getting the ingrown hairs. Once you have them though, it's pretty much about letting the inflammation part go away, getting the hair where it's untrapped so it's not like continuing to grow, because those can be kind of nasty too. I'm sure you've seen those on pimple poppers, right?
Yeah, I don't like to watch those videos, but some people I know that send them to me, I'm like, ew, don't send me that shit. But some people love them.
If it doesn't come out, it can keep growing in your skin, and then it can end up being a boil or being nasty and being really
nasty.
Yeah, but
when I went to a Catholic high school, and so we couldn't have facial hair, so I had to shave like all the time, and it was just messing me up.
Yeah.
Because I would always be getting those little bumps and shit, and the worst. So I can't even, usually when I get my hair cut, like I can't get that little electric shaver, because the bumps, I'll get bumps from.
So you do the straight razor? Or how do you?
I'll do the straight razor, but I usually don't do super close, like on my head or even on my face. I mean, I'll use it to edge stuff up, but that's why I like having the beard, and because it's just way better. When I shave it, it's bad. And it looks better like this too with a beard.
Yeah, it can be, and I think a lot of people have gotten a lot of freedom with the beards being in, and facial hair. Yeah. But if you're able to cover it up, if it's not like a true concern of yours, then over time scars will fade. Now how well they'll fade depends on genetics, other factors, things like that.
Yeah.
But there are things you can do to fade it. But if you're covering it up for the most part anyway, that's one of those things where you have to say, oh, is this worth the time, effort, and energy, or am I okay? Can time just make me feel better about it?
Right.
But definitely, preventing it in the future is a big thing. Like I said, barbers, I usually tell people if they have issues with it, just let a barber cut your stuff,
Definitely.
Let the pros do it, and you usually have less issues. And then, like I said, having like something that exfoliates, but not too much, and definitely not immediately after. But will also help, to keep you from getting those razor bumps. They have so many good products. I'm not a guy, so I don't test them out, and I can't tell y'all which ones are
You don't
great.
have a recommendation?
I don't. I just know they're like, look, those brands just popped up. Like, it was just like, this beard oil, this beard.
They did come out of
nowhere. It was just like everywhere. Like everybody, not everybody, but a lot of people came out. Yeah. So it should be some good options for you guys. I guess I can do some research and find some answers.
Right. No, I appreciate that. I mean, I think that's. And it should, I mean, that was just home to me, so that's why I'm like, I'm about to bring it up because I'm here. But I think I'm overall beautiful, so I just been trying to figure out, But I definitely could use that blood thing. Sounds cool. Teeth whitening, definitely need some of that. You definitely have a lot of services that I would need. Do you have like a membership, or is it really just like people?
So my favorite thing that I want people to start doing membership is like the Power Hour, and I have it more so for guys because y'all don't do it a lot. Y'all won't, take time out to go to the spa. And then if y'all do, y'all won't tell anybody. Nobody will know that you were here with me this afternoon getting a facial.
Right, it's a secret.
So what I try to do is within that hour, at least every other visit, teeth whitening, an IV, the facial, and then some ab stimulation. So those are the things that guys usually find to be most important to them, working on their stomach.
I was going to say, talk about the ab stimulation, because we didn't talk about that. How does that work?
So it's an electronic impulse that contracts your muscles. So it's doing the work for you.
Nice.
So a lot of times I'll have somebody in the table and I'll have the pads on their stomach and they'll be getting a little ab workout.
Wow.
Or if they're in the chair, whitening their teeth, same thing. So it's just an added benefit of coming in, taking care of yourself, and doing as much as you can in a limited amount of time.
Right.
Because y'all won't give me all afternoon either.
Definitely not. Yeah.
Y'all
a power hour for sure.
Yes. So.
And that is interesting. I feel like that goes back to, just people or gender differences, but also society. It's like, what, as a man, you over here spending all afternoon taking care of yourself? Get your ass up. Get your ass up back outside. But people do need to take care of your body because you only get one.
Right.
So you got to take care of it. And if you wanted to live a nice, healthy, long life, we really should take care of it because, you're not going to get a new body.
Right.
We're going to have to live here forever. Do you want it to be, things hanging off and not looking good?
Right.
We want you to look your best, feel your best.
Right. And people underestimate the teeth whitening. That's a big thing. Like, having, a nice, bright smile can really change how people view you.
No, facts. My shit is definitely, we're going to have to set that up. I need my teeth whitened for sure. Professionally done.
I got you.
I can't do the strips. I need a real professional stuff.
Yeah, the strips, for some people, just depending on how their teeth line up and, how big their teeth are, they're fine. And then other people, it's not enough contact with, your teeth consistently across the board. And my nails are awful. And I'm so sorry. I'm not.
Nobody can even see it.
Okay, good. Because I don't get my nails done because, I wash my hands so much.
Yeah.
And then I was cooking the other day and I guess I tried to chop off the tip of my finger.
Jeez, yeah, you got to be careful.
And I took off the fingernail and, a little bit of the skin.
Dang. But, you got to be careful with that.
Yeah, I got to do better. But yeah, my nails. Okay, sorry.
No.
Back to what you were saying.
Back to yeah. I
Yeah,
mean,
you guys don't do a good job.
we don't do a good job. Yeah. So guys, take care of yourself. It's okay to have a spa afternoon.
Yeah, and we love that. We love it when y'all skin is all buttery and
Right.
soft and glistening. It's like, ooh, he care about himself.
Facts.
Yeah.
I feel like guys these days, at least me and my friends, we're on the manicure tip.
Mm-hmm.
So we can get on the, you know what I'm saying, skincare and teeth whitening, facial tip too.
Yeah. And you're lucky. You're still young. You're aging well.
Right.
You know what
I'm
I mean?
aging well. Like fine.
Yeah. Like I was wondering. I was like, I can't tell how old he is.
What were you gonna guess?
I wasn't, because I was like, so what I always look for, which sometimes is a hard one, because depending on how like fun loving you are, you can get those crow's feet early.
Right.
But I always look for crow's feet.
Mm-hmm.
I always see if there's a gray hair or two peeking out,
Mm-hmm.
and then I try to judge by like the glow of your skin, because like I said, y'all don't do a good job of exfoliating and all that stuff. So you guys usually show age a little bit sooner, just in like the clarity of your skin, the texture of your skin. Yeah, you stumped me. I don't know what I was going to guess. But then you also carry yourself older than 27.
Right.
So, personality can also kind of play a factor in, like, okay, well, yeah, like a fucking kid. So,
Right, you seem like a kid.
Yeah. So,
right,
you think about all of that stuff, and then some people, they carry themselves older or, younger.
Mm-hmm.
But you had me stumped.
30s for sure, right? Like,
I probably would have guessed 32 based on the business conversation we had.
Right.
But I also wasn't sold on 32.
Right.
But that
would have been leaning.
That would have been a safe bet,
cool,
based on like how you presented, how you spoke, and so forth and so on.
Nice, thanks. I appreciate that. That's definitely I'm taking that as a compliment. It's
meant as a compliment.
That feels good. I always be telling people, I'm like, I'm not even in my prime yet. Wait till I'm 32 years old. I feel like that's when guys really hit their prime. I don't know.
A lot of guys are starting to try to figure it out around that time.
Yeah.
The 20s are fun.
20s are fun.
And I guess I took the male route too. I didn't cut up in my 20s, but I did not cut up in my 20s.
Right, a happy medium.
Yeah. I was still trying to figure it out, but I was not like, super like depressed and like, running around doing this. It was like, okay, you'll figure it out, do this for the meantime. I've worked a lot of jobs, a lot of different jobs, while I was trying to figure it out. And then, like, I think right before I turned 30 was when I was like, okay, like, nursing school is probably a really good option for you. Mm-hmm. And if not, you can always figure it out.
Right.
So
here we are.
Yeah, here we are.
And we're in here, sunny Miami, or at least South Florida.
Yeah. Loving it.
Loving it. Yeah. Will you ever go back to North Carolina?
I love North Carolina. I want to get to the point to where I can do this here and also North Carolina. Mm-hmm. I have a great support system back there. I went to, elementary school, middle school, high school, and college, after, for my second degree up there. So I'm very comfortable in that area. Mm-hmm. And I would like to bring some of the things that I do up there also. And I also look at it as an opportunity to, give someone else employment, things like that. So I would like at some point for this to be big enough to where, I have people working with me. I don't like to say working for me. I like to think of it as, a team type deal. So I would like to start a team in North Carolina at some point also.
Nice. That's a great goal to have, I think.
Yeah.
Eventually get HeliosMedSpa everywhere.
Yeah. I had an esthetician down here that I wanted to start working with. She's moving. But
I'm sure we can find you another esthetician.
I guess.
What is that, eyebrows?
No. I mean, a lot of them do eyelashes and eyebrows. Okay. But they also do a lot of the facials, the extractions. They do a lot of different stuff. Eyebrows, eyelashes, facials. I'm missing some stuff. Y'all don't kill me, my estheticians. They do a lot of the laser treatments also.
Oh, laser treatments.
So, yeah, it depends on if you have a medical director on what all they're allowed to do. And luckily in Florida, I'm autonomous, so I can be a medical director for my spa. So if I have an esthetician under me, they would be able to do like my Morpheus treatments and things like that. Mm-hmm. There's a couple of other things I think. They can technically do the medical grade chemical peels under me too.
Really? That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it just depends. It just depends on what all certifications they have, what trainings they had, and what I'm comfortable with, saying, hey, you can do this technically under, my license and you're not going to mess anybody up, right?
Right.
You know what I mean? So
when you started the business, did you need to get a loan? Did you just have money saved up? How did that go?
I I should have gotten a loan. And I had some people tell me to get a loan, and I did not listen.
It's not too late, though.
I was like, oh no, I got this. Like, I'm good at this, and I'm da da this and da da da. I was just like, yeah, it's gonna be da da.
Right.
Yeah, it's been a rough road, and yes, I owe two people like the opportunity to send to you soon. But things have started picking up. I've definitely been being more social, trying different ways of marketing and things like that, which has been a big thing. I've wasted a lot of money at the start with marketing. Like I tell people, oh yeah, marketing is like the new credit score fix scam.
The new credit score.
Like people, everybody's doing marketing and not doing marketing at the same time.
Right.
So
not doing effective marketing.
Man, so I wasted some money with marketing. Also moving from one location to another location, having to rebrand based on moving, things like that, buying some things out of pocket that maybe I should have, financed, or that I should have waited for, this, that, and the other. Because, like, I jump in. Like, if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it.
Right.
So I was just like, yeah, I need this. I need that. Da, 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 da. And it's like, okay, I guess I'm going to use this at some point. But yeah, I started last July. And things are starting to pick up now.
Nice.
But I've heard that from a couple of people, a couple of different business owners, especially if they're not like from the area. They'll say, it might take you a while before you get, customers, period, or consistent customers, this, that, and the other. So, if I'm following the pattern to success or the road to success, that's fine. But yeah, I probably should have taken a loan. Probably should have taken a loan out.
Cool. Well, yeah, I definitely was wondering. I'm always curious, like, how people get the spots and the spaces that they're in. Oh, somebody is calling you, by the way. But yeah, I mean, bootstrapping it, that's one way to doing it for sure.
Let me see if that's her. But yeah, I definitely probably would have taken a loan and probably done a little bit more research. I think I did a good amount. Oh, that's a telemarketer.
So.
Let me see if she messaged me. And it wasn't too bad. I had to apply for a lot of permits. I already had an LLC established down here.
Nice.
So that was good. So some of the stuff I had to do was already done or not going to take as long. And because I had done it in advance, it was seen as established. And then it was just the searching for a place, looking for the best deals, looking for things that I absolutely felt like I couldn't go forward without. And then thinking about some of the things where it was just like, well, you could probably wait.
Like,
but
you don't need that right now.
Yeah, but that's hard when you imagine big things for yourself. Like, no, I need this all now.
Right.
Like, this person's gonna come in next week and they don't want this. I'm not gonna have
Exactly.
it.
I've definitely been there before.
Yeah.
So to wrap it up, is like anything you want to shout out or promote, the website, your social media, and all that.
Okay.
Maybe any specials or something that you think would be really applicable to, like, what are we in? Springtime?
Yeah.
We're coming into spring.
Yeah. I will close out my portion by just saying, whatever it is you want to do to take your time and be true to yourself. That sounds so cliche, but it's so true.
It's true though,
You know what I mean? It is so true. Like, I've definitely had people, try to deter me and say, well, why don't you do this? And why do you, do that? Or why do you want to do this? And, I had to figure out what was going to make me happy. And even if that's struggling a little bit on the road too, I just, every time something happens, okay, well, I'm getting the rough stuff out the way now.
Right.
I'm on to greater things. It's just going to be time. But run your race, take your time. All those little cliche things parents tell you.
It's true.
All of that is true.
Yeah.
All of that is true. Take care of yourself. Regardless of how old you are, how young you are, how well your family age, this, that, and the other, take care of yourself. And that's not just with aesthetics, that's with health. You know what I mean? Drink enough water.
Drink a lot of water, right? All
Eat
that.
well. If you have a chronic condition, try to manage it as best you can. I've been type 1 diabetic since I was 10. And I think that's also one of the things that kind of guided me towards healthcare, because I didn't have time to be scared of needles. I didn't have time to, not go to the doctor and have those experiences. So I was around healthcare a lot growing up, even though I didn't want to be. But, it did give me some comfort with some things that, I'm good at now.
Nice.
I think that's probably most of my little tidbits for life.
Yeah, that was nice.
If you're ever in Southeast Florida, come visit us down in Coconut Creek, HeliosMedSpa. We are at 4400 West Sample Road. Right now, we're inside the Ultimate Body Spa. Hopefully, in the next 6 to 8 months, we can get our own space or, be doing something a little bit bigger. But for right now, this is where we are. I also do concierge services and look for me to hopefully be opening up back home in Durham, North Carolina.
Awesome. And then shout out your social media.
Oh, my social media is Helios. That's HELIOS. MedSpa, MIA. So HeliosMedSpa, That's the Gmail. The website is www. Why did I say that? Helios. HeliosMedSpas with an S.com. So check us out.
Awesome. Allyson, I really appreciate it. This has been a great conversation. And thanks for the IV.
Of course.